Howdy, y'all. This is Lo, and I am here to present Wake Up and Prepare Immediately. Number 4. This list is going to be about like a bug out checklist, which is really important to have. Just in case you're in an emergency at your home, economic collapse, you need to run to the bank and grab your money, or whatever it is that you think you need it for. This is a cool little checklist of things that you might want to have in your home, your office, or in your vehicle. We'll start off with the most important one: water. You want some bottled water, water treatment tablets, water filter. Good filter out there, when I just throw it out there, is Lifesaver, either Lifesaver 4000 or Lifesaver 6000. The difference is just liters, so it's 4,000 liters that can be treated or 6,000 liters, and the difference is like $30 or less. So I would definitely go for the one up if you have a large family. Next is food. You want things like granola bars, dried fruit, dried nuts, some kind of jerky if you're a meat eater, hard candies. Not a fan, so I'm not going to suggest those really. Trail mix are good. Having eating utensils, a pocket knife, a knife sharpener, cooking kit, includes a drinking cup, can opener, moist towelettes, and MREs. Now, MREs I'm talking about are not those military ones. Let's look at like meals ready to eat that you can possibly make yourself, like putting together some pasta and spices and maybe some other dried or dehydrated foods or fruits or meats into these packages that you make yourself. So you're eating food that you want to eat instead of eating some garbage food. Next subject is clothing. You're going to need a change of clothing, some long underwear, basically some long johns or thermals, or whatever you call it based off wherever country or part of this country you come from. Heavy socks. Heavy socks, I definitely suggest wool socks, since wool can soak in a lot of the moisture, but then it doesn't make your body cool. So if you have wet socks on, it's still going to retain the heat, your body temperature, more so than some cotton socks will. Next, you're going to need like a poncho. You can get ponchos really, really cheap. For like $1 possibly at Walmart. I'm sure they sell those things really cheap. Those kind of throwaway ponchos. Or you can just, if you don't want to spend tons of money on that, you can just use like a garbage bag. And none of these garbage bags I'm talking about are black. The black ones are usually laced with pesticides, so I'm not going to suggest you use a black trash bag for anything other than trash. Next, a coat and jacket or a sweater, a handkerchief or a bandana, gloves, a hat, things for shelter. You're going to need like a sleeping bag and a space blanket, some duct tape, a tarp, possibly, tent, possibly. Things for energy, you're going to need possibly chemical hand warmers, a hand crank flashlight, waterproof matches, candle, portable stove, extra fuel for portable stove, rechargeable battery, solar battery charger, disposable lighter, and a lighter that you can refill. I think that's the best way to go. Disposable lighters are a waste of time to me. It's like I was flicking one earlier. I'm sure you can hear it. And I have the butane fill-up, but I can't fill up this stupid disposable lighter that costs more than the refillable lighter. So that's a good thing to keep in mind as well. So I definitely don't suggest a disposable lighter. I suggest you getting a refillable lighter so you can refill it once it's out, and you don't feel like you wasted the plastic container that it's in. Next, you want to make sure you're taking care of your hygiene and health. So you want to have a first aid kit, activated charcoal capsules, tweezers, lip balm with sunscreen. I'm not a fan of sunscreen, again, so I'm not going to put that out there really, but some people are, so it's up to you to make that decision. Vitamin supplements. I suggest only live vitamins and supplements that you can use. So if you can get like flax oils for your omega-3s instead of the fish oils that are not good for you, just because they're filled with a whole bunch of other stuff that they don't tell you about. Another thing you want to have as well, like here on the West Coast, just basically anywhere around the world right now, is dealing with the aftermath of the Fukushima nuclear reactor explosion and fire, because radiation's made it pretty much around the world already, and something to have as far as vitamin or supplements is something to combat that. So I say iodine supplements like potassium iodine, as well as if you have kelp powder or any kind of spirulina powders, either making your own pills or buying the capsules yourself. Those are really good. Next, you want to have soap, either liquid or bar soap is cool. If you're going to have bars of soap, have multiple bars of soap, or take that bar of soap and chop it in mini pieces. Washcloth, towels, insect repellent. You can use plants for this, or you can use garlic as a natural insect repellent. You're going to need some scissors, you need moleskins, prescription drugs, and herbal medicines. If you want herbal medicines, get a book on foraging so that you can make sure you're picking plants that are not going to kill you. You're going to need a toothbrush, personal items, anything like that. Next, communication. You're going to want things like an address book, including the phone numbers of your friends, family, and neighbors. Your cell phone, charger for the cell phone, portable radio that is wind up, emergency flasher. You can get some of those in a 3-set or 3-in-1 set, which is a portable radio, a flasher, and a flashlight. Those are really cool. But it's nice to have those separately just in case the batteries don't work, like on one of my apparatuses that is 3-in-1. The batteries rusted out and now the item is basically pointless minus the seatbelt slicer that's on the end. The other thing you want to keep in mind is having a notebook and pencil, a signaling mirror, whistle. Waste disposal, you're going to need things like plastic bags. Money, you're going to want cash. Debit, credit cards, that's cool, but cash is going to be golden, and not big bills either. So you're walking around with a $100 bill and you want some change. If they don't have it, you don't have it. So you're going to need smaller bills, 5s, singles, 10s. I would say 20 is the max, the highest bill you should possibly have. Things that you might want to have to be social, or to get yourself out of the drone-like mental of figuring out what's going on. Playing cards, some games, some board games, some mental games, some hand games. Transportation, you're going to need really, really good walking shoes, a compass or two, your local area maps, your passport and your driver's license, and a backpack to put all of the above in. Miscellaneous things that you might want to have is a fishing kit, and know how to use a fishing kit. Know how to fish. Go learn and do that today if you don't already know how. Extra eyeglasses. I mentioned that before in another list. Some sunglasses. That's really important. And binoculars. Super important. And a magnifying glass. I'm going to throw that in there again. Magnifying glass is great for starting fires. So definitely would want to put that in. And something that's not in here on this list is a sewing kit. Some kind of sewing kit. It's good for sutures and also for sewing up your backpack when it tears, or a tarp or tent, whatever it is that you have to fix. It's nice to have a sewing kit that can help seal the deal for you. And books. If you have books, some kind of cool book that you think would be important. Maybe if you're going to have a bug out backpack, you might want to have some kind of cool survivalist book or guideline to put in there so that you can easily access it, so you don't flip out during a time of need. So that's it for this segment, and on to the next video. Until the next one, Stream Z.